I'm here.
Hi Ben, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
It's a long day.
Fair enough.
So I believe you have a presentation, right?
Yes, indeed. So I got my PowerPoint ready.
Okay. So we'll wait a few minutes and
Yeah,
then we can start.
sure thing. Oh.
And Aaron, are you going to be moderating the Q&A? And let me know. That would be great.
Yes, I will be.
Okay, thank you.
So I think everybody can see the
Yes.
presentation and not the the pre-presentation.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind.
All right. So hi everyone. We're just going to wait a few more minutes before we start with the Faculty of Business Administration with Ben doing some presentation with us. So yeah, we'll start shortly. Why am I don't have a question. Why did it snow up? All right, start it. Okay, here we go. Right. Hey, we can start, be on time, so great. So, hi everyone, my name is Meher Mardoyan, and I work with the Student Recruitment Office in St. John's Memorial Campus. And now, and the session that you guys are in now is with the Faculty of Business Administration. I hope you are in the correct one. If you're not in the correct one, we're going to put in the chat box. Aaron is going to put in the chat box the link to the landing page where you can go to the other rooms where other academic units are talking about different programs. So again, thank you very much for being here. And the floor is Ben. Ben, tell us what's happening in the Faculty of Business.
All right, thank you, Meher. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining us here this evening. Always exciting to have the opportunity to present what the Faculty of Business Administration has to offer for prospective students. So, right off the bat, the main thing I will say is our main contact email is right there on the screen, busyhelp@mun.ca. So busyhelp@mun.ca. Any questions at all? Can be sent to that email, and then it would be directed to the most appropriate person here in our office, the Academic Programs Office, to answer your question. So a little bit of what we're going to go through here today. I just realized I'm going to have very multicolored images on my face here as we go through my presentation. But the agenda for today, go through a little bit of information about the faculty and the programs that we offer, talk a little bit about academic advising, what I do, and how it can be beneficial to student success. Also going through some ways you can shape your student experience with some extracurricular activities and other experiential learning opportunities that our faculty offers, and then go through a little bit about life in business. So just a few things to show you around the building until you get the chance to actually come by and see it for yourself. There we go. All right, so just a little bit of a promotional video here about our new programs, which we have launched this past year.
Business is everywhere. Startups, checkups, even pickups. No matter what you want to do in your career, business will be right there alongside you. So why not take advantage of what's right here in front of you? Our degree programs offer you the opportunity to explore creativity, innovation, and problem solving, all while learning with a faculty that is a recognized leader in Canadian business education. Memorial's new Bachelor of Commerce programs use our local advantage to give you a global perspective. Custom design your business program. Consider a co-op option or a joint degree, humanities and social sciences, or music, or a focus on marketing or entrepreneurship, or, well, you get the idea. We encourage you to take courses from other disciplines to capitalize on all your strengths and prepare you to go out and make a local, vocal, and global contribution. When you study business with us at Memorial, you'll benefit from the flexibility to focus your degree in different areas of business, relevant and engaging curriculum, career and professional development support, a thriving community of like-minded students, experiential learning programs, access to cutting-edge incubation and entrepreneurship centers to kickstart your startup, many opportunities to learn from industry leaders, plus expert
Uh-oh.
instructors, and a vibrant university community, all within the welcoming environment of St. John's. Study business at Memorial. Learn how you can make the world a better place through business, because business is everywhere.
I'm always afraid I'm going to pause it, so I usually like just keep my hands away from the keyboard. But either way, so yeah, that's our marketing pitch to you guys as our prospective students. So just to go through a little bit of information about the faculty, we have approximately 3,000 undergraduate students. We are one of the largest faculties in the university. Of those undergraduate students, they are pursuing 2 undergraduate programs. That's how many our faculty offers. We have an average class size of around 50. So, once you get past your introductory courses in, large lecture halls and that kind of thing, you really do get the opportunity to have these smaller class sizes, but it really allows for you to make good connections with your instructors and make good connections with your fellow classmates because, think about it, your fellow classmates are not just your classmates. They're also the future business leaders, just like you. So making these connections when you're already doing your studies is a really great opportunity. To touch a little bit on some extracurriculars, our students have excelled in case competitions and are widely recognized as some of the best teams in the world. Enactus Memorial, which is one of those groups, they take part in these case competitions where they take on a business idea and spend the year like developing that idea and then going and presenting it in various capacities, hoping to go to the World Cup competition each year. We have won that World Cup twice in the last 15 years, which is a very rigorous competition. So we're very proud of the successes of those students and all of our students in all of our extracurricular activities. We distributed approximately, over $200,000 in scholarships, bursaries, and awards last year. So there is ample opportunity for financial assistance when students are pursuing their studies with the Faculty of Business. Our faculty does have a history as well of being leaders in Canadian business education. Faculty of Business Administration established the very first cooperative business program in all of Canada, and many programs and schools across the country have followed our lead in developing similar programs in that regard, giving students excellent experiential learning opportunities. And we were the first business faculty in Atlantic Canada to receive accreditation from AACSB International. I know the Association for the Advancement of Collegiate Schools of Business is probably not a big seller for people at this point, but it is an indicator of the quality of the programs and resources that we offer. 6% of business schools in the world hold AACSB accreditation, and we are one of them. So a signifier of the quality of what you're doing around here. So we offer 2 main degree programs. We offer the Bachelor of Commerce, known as the BCom, and we offer the Bachelor of Commerce Cooperative program, also known as the BCom Co-op. Along with those, there are also joint degree options. There is a joint degree program between the Bachelor of Commerce and Bachelor of Music program. If you're interested in music, the School of Music is exceptionally competitive, while our program is competitive. So, you really got to be prepared for that joint program there. But for students in the cooperative program, there's also the opportunity to complete a joint degree of Bachelor of Commerce Co-op and Bachelor of Arts. So it's possible to graduate with 2 degrees at the same convocation for students with those interests as well. So, as I mentioned, our program excellence has been marked by AACSB accreditation, since 2002, so for over 20 years now. But these programs, the Bachelor of Commerce and the new Bachelor of Commerce Cooperative, these are brand new programs. This is the very first year of those programs that's happening right now. So we are, it's been a long time planning and preparing for this. So, these changes to the curriculum are just going to ensure that students keep graduating from programs with reputations of, producing excellent students while allowing you to choose the program that best suits your needs. So the highlights of the new programs are there is a common first year of study, which is referred to as Business One. Our curriculum has, been modernized and updated with new course offerings in new areas that we didn't offer previously, that are growing in the business world. There's mandatory professional development opportunities for students in those programs as well. They are both competitive entries. Students must declare Business One. You won't technically be in one of the programs for your first year, but if you have a 65% minimum average on Business One, you will be admissible to either of the Bachelor of Commerce programs. There is the possibility to focus your studies in particular areas of business if you wish. But again, the main thing I always say to students is that there are program options that best suit the needs of the student. It's not a question of which is a better program. It's a question of which is a better program for you. So more on that as we go through. But Business One. So your first year studying business with us, you'll be doing one business course, Business 1000. But there are 10 required courses, 30 credit hours that are required for Business One that a student must complete in order to be admissible to one of the commerce programs afterwards. So students need to complete 2 English courses, 2 economics courses, micro and macro, Business 1000. Math 1000 is a required course, calculus or Math 1005, calculus for business, and then 4 non-business electives, which is any discipline at the university. So again, students have to complete these 30 credit hours with a minimum 65% overall average in order to be admissible. But current students can apply for admission into the BCom programs up to term 3. So there's set terms in the co-op program. Students can apply to them, beyond Business One, but you should talk to an advisor, myself or one of my colleagues, if you come into that situation. If you have questions about your math course, it's their course, they just let us use it, is what I like to say. So if you have questions about your placement in undergrad math, best to reach out to the Department of Mathematics at matthewgrad, all one word, @mun.ca. We do have this other course, Calculus for Business, Math 1005. Just students need to know, while this course will meet all of our faculty's requirements, if students want to do further courses that would require Math 1000 as a prerequisite, Math 1005 will not meet those prerequisite requirements. So if you have a goal of doing more math or economics, maybe do Math 1000 over 1005. But a bit more detail about the programs themselves. So first of all, there is the Bachelor of Commerce program. It's 40 courses in total, 120 credit hours. This is the flexible degree program that we offer. There is no set course load that students must complete in a semester. You can do it full-time, you can do it part-time, you can do it online, you can do it on campus, you can do it through a combination of both. So flexibility is the name of the game with this program. It is possible to focus in particular areas of business, and I can give you some more information on that later on. But for students who might have transfer credits from another institution, this is the ideal program for students to import their transfer credits due to its flexible nature. The co-op program, as we will see, is not flexible. So not that people with transfer credits can't apply. It can just mean a more complicated admission pathway, so to speak. But yeah, there are continuance requirements to be met in the program. You have to maintain a 60% average on your previous 10 courses in order to remain in the program. And it is competitive entry. You do have to meet those benchmarks to be admissible. Like I mentioned, the BCom program has the joint degree with the School of Music, but you're able to also pursue any minor program, which is optional, but the options are any program from the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, any program from the Faculty of Science. There are 2 from the School of Music and 1 from the Marine Institute in Safety Management. That's getting a bit more popularity over the last couple of semesters as well. So there's also all the certificate and diploma programs offered by the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences. Basically, your elective requirements for your programs. There's a lot of different things that you can do with your electives because they may not necessarily all be in business. Well, they won't be. There's requirements around those, but either way. This is what the basic structure of the BCom program would look like if you did it in 4 years. But again, it's a flexible program. You don't have to do it in 4 years. You don't have to do 5 courses per semester. It's whatever works best for the student. So flexibility really is the selling point of the Bachelor of Commerce program. Now, Bachelor of Commerce Cooperative. It's 45 courses, 135 credit hours in total, but it has 3 cooperative work terms. So it's not flexible, basically. It is a highly structured program that students need to complete in a very specific sequence, and there's lots of regulations around how students need to navigate the program. But if students are willing to abide by those regulations, you get 3 cooperative work terms throughout your program. So where the Bachelor of Commerce program is a 4-year degree program, the Bachelor of Commerce Cooperative is a 5-year degree program because 1 full year of the program are those 3 work terms. You will spend 1 fall, 1 winter, and 1 spring semester out working as part of your academic program. But it's the same core courses as the Bachelor of Commerce. There's no difference in the core requirements. The Bachelor of Commerce Cooperative requires additional electives to be completed, but again, that's why it's not a question of which is a better program, which is better for you, because if you want flexibility, co-op can't really provide that. But if you can make the commitment to the expectations of the co-op program, well, you get some work terms. But it's flexibility in work terms that you got to really think about what's the big thing that you're going to require. But it's still possible to focus in all those particular areas of business. And there's promotion requirements to be met. You need to have a 60% average on your courses for that term to be promoted to the next one. But like I mentioned also, there's a joint degree program between our faculty and Humanities and Social Sciences, and all the same minor options and certificate and diploma program options are still there for the co-op program as well. There we go. And so, I'm not going to go through all this in detail, just to show you this is the regimented structure of the program. Students complete Business 1, then in Term 1, you complete certain courses. In Term 2, you complete certain courses. And then you start to sequence through your academic terms and your work terms in your 3rd year in the program. But again, you must follow this sequence in the co-op program. You don't have to follow what I pointed out in the previous one for the Bachelor of Commerce program. It's flexible, but this has to be followed to the letter. So if you want any more information, business.mun.ca is our website, has lots of information there. You can go to the undergraduate tab on our website to find information about our programs and find information about academic advising and the type of things that I and my colleagues can provide in our office. So advice is key to your academic journey. I say this as someone who did not adequately seek enough academic advice during his studies, and it led to me being 1 course short of graduation when I tried to apply for my graduation. So don't do that. But, academic advising can help you explore, clarify your interests, help you make plans toward what you want to do, and, using information and campus resources best to your advantage. So never hesitate to reach out if you ever have any questions. I always say to students, I'm around. So about those focus areas, particular areas of business, you can customize your business degree by pursuing a focus area. Focus areas are informal, however, they're not declared. So while it's kind of like a minor in concept, it's not, because you don't declare it and there's no regulations you have to meet. So it's not noted on your degree parchments or your transcripts, but The courses that you do will certainly be of benefit if you want to pursue further studies or work in those fields. So we offer focus areas in general management, in accounting, in entrepreneurship, finance, human resources management, information systems, international business, labor relations, marketing, and supply chain and operations management. So all of these very dynamic fields of business. Depending on your interests, there would be certain courses I would suggest that you would complete. But again, there's no regulations. So who's to say whether you focused in something or not, right? If you want to do courses from 2 areas, great. It's just going to make you more marketable out there because you all do the same core courses. What else are you bringing to the table? So along with that, how you can shape your student experience, what else can you bring to the table? So there's a lot of clubs and societies in our faculty in the co-op program, you know, where it's so structured. There's a graduating class every year, so they have class societies, but the co-op or the non-co-op program, I'm sorry, also has a class society which organize activities. There's an Actus Memorial, the case competition group that I mentioned, which is made up of students from many disciplines around Memorial. We have the fund, which is a student managed investment portfolio. So these students have been working under the supervision of one of our faculty members in finance and have been investing real money for the last number of years. They bought FedEx stock right before the pandemic, so they're doing pretty good, you know. And it's a really good experiential learning opportunity for students with an interest in finance and investments, that kind of thing. We also have the International Business Society. We have the Management Consulting and Advisory Club. We also have the Business Administration Undergraduate Student Society, also known as BOSS. We have peer tutoring for selected courses. There's lots of academic competitions. And as I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of scholarship, award, and bursary opportunities each and every year, as long as you can maintain scholarship standing. Oh, there we go. So also to shape your student experience, we are closely aligned with a variety of centers here at the university, including the Center for Social Enterprise, which is housed in this building, and the Synovus Center for Excellence in Sales and Supply Chain Management. So these 2 centers devote their time to promoting those areas of business. So social enterprise and, you know, sales and supply chain are big things that our faculty has been championing for the last few years. There's also the Memorial Center for Entrepreneurship, the MCE, which is available to all students at the university. If you have an entrepreneurial idea, go to the MCE. They have been named one of the top centers of their kind in the world in the last few years. I think it was 2020. They were named one of the top 3 entrepreneurship incubation centers on earth. So they've been offering a lot of great opportunities, and a lot of great startups have been coming out of the MCE over the last few years. We do organize events. There's a big one every year, Business Day, which student volunteers put together. They bring in, you know, a lot of outside speakers from various fields. And there's also FBA Lunch and Learns from time to time, where faculty members or outside speakers will come in and present about their studies or their research or their job opportunities. For example, CPA, the Chartered Professional Accountancy Program, did an information session here very recently and are hosting another one up at Signal Hill campus upcoming. So lots of opportunities to get in front of business leaders while you're still a student. And we also offer a robust exchange program for students who might be interested. We're partnered with over 40 different institutions in 19 different countries. So students with an interest in traveling abroad while part of their studies can also make use of that. You can go all across Europe. We have partners all throughout Europe, in South America, in Chile, in Singapore, in China, you know, lots of different opportunities for students who might be interested in that. So last little bit, I'll just give you a bit of a virtual tour. Look how happy these happy people are coming out from studying business. That could be you. Either way, we have a lot of modern classroom spaces. Our building went through a lot of renovations during the pandemic. We took the opportunity of no one being around to renovate the place, but this is our largest classroom, honestly, in the Faculty of Business building, and the capacity is 82 students. So that's our biggest class, right? So again, those really small classes, but they're all decked out with all the latest technology and all that kind of stuff. So, really, really nice spaces over here. Along with that, we have student study spaces in the building as well, where students can rent them out. We have the large atrium space on the first floor, the RBC atrium, where students are constantly gathering and doing their group work. If you want to study business, get used to doing group work. It's a huge component of what you're going to be doing. But really nice, inviting spaces for students to connect and work on things together, or just hang out. I'd be lying to you if I told you I haven't seen somebody watching a movie in one of the study rooms. But we also have our own cutting edge centers here in the Faculty of Business. We have the White Trading Lab. So this is what the fund uses for their trading purposes. So, these white screens that you see in that photo there are Bloomberg trading terminals. These are pretty high-tech machines that do not, hard to come by. So, directly linked into all the Bloomberg tech infrastructure for students who do have an interest in investments. So, and you don't have to be a member of the fund. You just need to be a student in the Faculty of Business to be able to use this facility. So if you have any questions, like I said, busyhelp@mun.ca is a good place for any questions you might have. We're here, I'm around. So we're all happy to help. It's what we're for. So never hesitate to reach out. I always say to students, even if you're not sure who to ask, you can always ask us, and we can get you in touch with the proper people around the university to give you the proper advice and guidance.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, so businesses everywhere. Just follow us online. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Ben, for
Yes,
the
yeah.
detailed presentation. I really appreciate that. Now the floor is open for questions from participants. But before they start asking me, I have a few questions that I'd like to ask you.
Yeah, sure.
So I know that you mentioned that the admission. So what is the admission requirement for the BCom program?
Okay, so the admission requirements for both, students need to complete the 30 credit hours, the 10 courses that make up Business One. There's a lot of flexibility in there. We just want 6 credit hours in English. I don't care what English courses they are, you know what I mean? You can do both, we'll take it. And then those 4 non-business electives along with the business, economics, and math requirements. So if students have a 65% overall average on those 10 courses, they are admissible to the Bachelor of Commerce or the Bachelor of Commerce cooperative programs. Meeting the basic minimum may not guarantee admission depending on the sequencing, and it's going to vary from year to year. Everybody's been asking me, how competitive is it? I'm not sure. We've only done 1 intake so far, right? So it will vary, but as long as you meet those criteria, you're admissible.
And you also mentioned the BCom co-op has a work term.
Yes.
So does the Faculty of Business help students find the work term, or they have to go themselves, or
no?
how
The
does that work?
students are well supported in that regard. So I work in the Academic Programs Office, the APO. There's also the co-op office in this building. So when you are in the co-op program, you are assigned a supervisor, an academic staff member who helps you navigate that whole process. The work term placements have all been developed in conjunction with our faculty, right? So because there's one in the fall, winter, and spring, a lot of these companies would really like someone there. Right? So it might not be the same person all the time. You don't have to do all your work terms in the same place, but it's a work term competition. So that's another competitive aspect. You apply for the jobs, for the work terms that you would like to apply for. It's the employer who decides who ultimately they will hire. But but we do have a 100% placement rate.
So, and you also mentioned that in the Faculty of Business, there is also IMPART that in terms of careers, in terms of preparing for them for their resume interviews and that like that.
Absolutely.
Is there a possibility for the co-op to be outside of the province, or has to be in the province?
No, the co-op opportunities, we do have some work term opportunities outside of Newfoundland. One of the most coveted is with Bombardier in Montreal. So every semester there, that's a very competitive one. Really, really high student, really strong students have been hired there. I mean, the majority are in the St. John's area, just
Yeah.
in Newfoundland due to the connections that the faculty has with the local business community. But yes, there are opportunities to go elsewhere in Canada. It's also possible to do an international work term, you know.
Mhm.
It just becomes much more difficult for co-op office to coordinate because they might not have those connections. But, you know, like international students who, you know, might want to go home to do a work term, like that's possible if you can
Mhm.
if you can find it yourself, cool. The co-op office
Yeah.
will work with you to set it up.
Yeah.
But yes, you are well supported in the
Yeah.
co-op program in the work term process.
And then you mentioned that the BCom is more flexible than the BCom co-op. So, how many courses that each semester a student can take, or it all depends?
It all depends, you know, like an international student will need to be full-time, but they could do 3 courses and be full-time. It's not required to do 5, but a student could also be part-time if possible and do it 1 course at a time.
Mhm.
You know, students pursuing the BCom program say things to me like, I don't want to fall behind. And I say, fall behind whom? You are
Mhm.
completing a flexible degree option, right? Your progress is your progress. And you're never going to fall behind the person with a student number who's starts with a year before the year of my birth.
Mhm.
So you're not going to fall behind him. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's possible because he wants to do it 1 course at a time just
Yeah.
for fun. Like
Yeah.
you can do that if you want, but
Yeah.
you can also do it in 4 years, 5
Yeah.
years, whatever. Yeah.
So a lot of the students or participants who are here are prospect students. So they might be a high school student or not. So in terms of that, I want to ask you again, in terms of the admission requirements, we know that for the Faculty of Business, from our perspective, is they need to have 70 and above in the cumulative English, math, lab, science, or an
For
elective.
general admission, yeah.
Yeah. Uh, what tips do you have for students to get accepted in that
I mean,
sense?
that's the thing. If you business one is not competitive entry, right? So you can declare business one upon the application to Memorial, and then you're
Yeah.
in business one.
You're in.
One thing I would suggest, and I mean, like, you know, it won't be possible for everybody. It kind of depends on your math placement in high school. But
Mhm.
if students are able to do, if you're able to do calculus in high school, not that not doing it will set you back. It's just you would not have to do math 1090 if you can
Yeah.
just go straight to calculus. So you would have the opportunity to do a different non-business elective. But you know, from the general admission standpoint of the university, that's fine with us. It's just the business one is when it can be your first year, but it can also be a holding place for students as well. So it's not like you must finish business one
Mhm.
in 1 year. It depends on your situation.
All right. So thank you for all those great information, Ben. So I would like now to open from the participant if there's any questions that we did not answer. Is there anything specific you want to know? I know that in the chat box we put the faculty business website and information on admission because a lot of this information is on the website. But is there anything specific from you guys that you want to ask Ben or for me? You're more than welcome to put in the chat. And I'm also checking the Q&A. There's nothing there. So Ben, you also mentioned life of a student in business. So I know that it all depends if you're full-time, part-time, if you're an international student, or if you're also working at the university as a part of the MUSEP ISWEP program. So,
Right.
but can you just summarize a life of a student at the Faculty of Business, how it can start, or
Well,
give us a glimpse?
a glimpse, sure. I mean, you know, that's the thing. Like the opportunities that our faculty can provide can give you a lot of different options, right? You know, you start off with your introductory courses to kind of give you those, you know, foundational levels to build upon. But our faculty, you cover a little bit of everything with the business degrees. You know, there's no major. It's just business, right? So you do a
Yeah.
little bit of accounting, you do a little bit of marketing, and then you can go in more in depth. Um, the I've been very encouraged by the fact that this is like the first normal semester in quite some time. So,
Yes.
you know, seeing students back on campus in great numbers is very encouraging for me. Like the Faculty of Business Building is a hive of
Mhm.
activity during the day. You know, it's there's classes going on all day, you know, the atrium is always packed full of people during the day, people meeting up. But you know, I always hear students going on about the various things they're doing, whether it is someone with the fund or whether it's people talking about their group project for their marketing course or
Yeah.
whatever. You know, I couldn't summarize a normal, regular day for people because
Okay.
there is just such a range of things that people could be going through and
Mhm.
going to do. But you know, again, I spoke to a student today who's getting ready for exchange next year as well. So, you know, that's exciting stuff. We're
Yeah.
talking about the different places they can go and all that. So, you know,
Yeah.
lots of
And
opportunities would be the
one
main
of
thing I'd like to
opportunities
stress.
for sure. And one last thing I want to ask you before we kind of close it up. In terms of scholarships, you mentioned few of them, where they can find more information about scholarship, because a lot of times when I'm going to high schools or visiting schools, the first thing they ask, what about scholarships? We know that we have admission scholarship based on the grade, but the Faculty of Business have scholarship which is unique to the
Yeah,
department.
we have scholarship deadline for this year was November 6th, so it just passed. We
That's
had
what.
83 different scholarships that students have applied for. So I,
Wow. That's a
that's
lot.
yeah, that's a lot. You know, it's not everybody is going to meet the criteria for all of them. Like
Mhm.
some of them are very specific, but some
Yeah.
of them are very broad. The main thing I would always say is, you know, apply, apply, apply.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps. Like when I was a student, you know, I there was one particular, it wasn't even a lot of money. It was only like $500, but it was something in the Department of History where I was a student, and all you had to do was write a one-page essay saying why you wanted to get the scholarship, why you liked history. And I thought, I'm good, not great. Probably won't get it. And then I got to know the prof who organized the scholarship, and he was like, "Why didn't you apply?" And I was like, "Oh, I just figured I wouldn't get it." There were only 3 awards given, and he told me 2 people applied. So, oh,
All right. Okay.
but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's lots of opportunities. We have
Mhm.
the gamut. Like we have the Sobeys Award, which is a $30,000 award every year. But again, we've got a lot of awards going down
Yeah.
the list. So I always say to students, reach out to the scholarship office, see
Yeah.
what offers are there, and on our website as well.
Yeah.
You can scroll for quite some time.
Yeah. We all already put the link thanks to Aaron's for the scholarship on the chat. So guys, few more minutes with me and Ben. Is there any specific questions you'd like to ask? This is the time to ask before we close it up.
Yeah, there's a question in the Q&A, Maher, but I think it would more be about the general admission requirements than what I would have to say
Let
about
me see. I'm not seeing anything in the Q&A. Is that in the chat box or in the Q&A?
Oh, I can it says I have secured 64% in math and 89% overall in my 12th grade from CBSE board in India. So is that okay?
So that will be for international, because from
Okay.
India, it means that you need to check with the international recruiters. And again, we can put you, Aaron, can you put the link in terms of the admission for people internationally, please, on the chat? Again, that specific question will be more from on the website. Is there an option to complete the Bachelor of Commerce online? I believe, is it purely online? It will have, or it has to be mixed, because I have asked same question for the education, and the people in education, they said it cannot be only online.
Okay, so
You
yeah,
need to be here.
The BBA can't, or the BBA, that's the previous one. BCom, sorry. I've had to break everything I've talked about for 5 years now. But the BCom program, yes, it can be completed entirely online. We offer our core courses every single semester in the fall, winter, and spring. Elective courses, you can get electives online, of course. You may not be able to get all of the specific electives you would prefer. But
Yeah.
again, those are elective.
So
But yeah,
for the BCom, all major can be online, but the electives can be a little bit limited.
well, you'll be able to find enough, but it's just would our faculty offer project management online every semester? Maybe not.
Maybe
We
not.
might offer it on campus one semester, online another, that type of thing.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that.
No sweat.
Anything else? I'm just scrolling again.
Yeah.
If there's any questions that we did not see. Okay, I'm not seeing anything.
Well, just one popped in there. So Jay has asked, when I apply, do I apply online or do I choose to do them online after I get accepted? So yeah, you would apply at apply.mun.ca, choose
Yeah.
Bachelor of Commerce or Business One as your application. But then if you want to do online courses, you would do that in the registration period each semester. So
Yeah.
you would just choose whether it would be online or on campus delivery
Yeah.
the courses you want.
Yeah. All the registration, there's a timeline on the website that you need to make sure that it's like your favorite. And they'll tell you, now it's the time to register for fall, now it's the time to register for winter, or now it's the time to withdraw from a course that you didn't like. So all the dates are there, and make sure that you follow those dates, because those dates are important. But before that,
piece of advice sorry, Maher. A big piece of advice I give to new students is you will be given an assigned registration time, but you'll be able to see all the offerings for a couple of weeks before that. Registration does not have to be stressful. You can do the research beforehand, and then it's a very easy procedure as opposed to, now I'm starting to think about registration.
And again, I believe some courses can be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 hour. Some courses can be Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and another day, which is hour and a half. And is there some courses that's only 3 hours a night?
Yes, a lot. So Faculty of Business, we don't schedule any business courses on Fridays to give students an extra opportunity to go and do their own work or whatever other opportunities they have. So most of our business courses are scheduled, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, or Thursday, or in the evenings. But even now, like there's a pile of students around now in the building because some of them are doing classes and some of them are meeting up and doing work. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Ben. Any more questions? I'm just double checking it then the Q&A. Okay, we also mentioned, international is there, admission. Yeah, I believe that's a wrap. Thank you very much, Ben, and thank you for everyone being here. So we'll be back. We will be back in 15 minutes, same room, where we're going to talk about human kinetics. So you can come back in 15 minutes. And again, you can check on the main page if you want to attend other rooms, but this room will be back for human kinetics. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Bye-bye.
All right, Maher. All the best.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Okay, then it means it would be me.